Hi muckers, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope you're all doing very well. Okay, a lot of you really enjoyed the email video we did yesterday, so we are going to be doing another one. If you do not know what this is, basically, I'm your little agony aunt for the night. I have a little email. It's called adammcintyrehelp@gmail.com, where the muckers send in things that they need advice on, or just like another person's take, because again, I'm not the best at giving advice. A lot of people have been liking this because again, my advice is so hit or miss, and some people just kind of like hearing whether it's going to be a good or bad take. So I'm here to give it to you. I have some to go through right now. I haven't selected any. I'm literally just going to read if any like headings scream out to me. So make sure to send me any that you may want me to go through. Do you like this top, by the way? I was at Universal Studios today and it was so hot. It's only starting to like get a little bit nicer temperature. I have a reservation at Craig's tonight, which is one of my favorite restaurants, in just over an hour. So we're going to do this until then. Okay. So, wow. Some of these headings are crazy. Okay, this first one says, oh my god, wow, y'all are in deep. My housemate told me that she wants my boyfriend. Oh, no, she doesn't. My housemate told me she wants my boyfriend. By the way, this one's messy. For context, my partner, 33 male, and I, 28 female, have been together for a year and a half, and we moved in together quite early on in the relationship. We bought a house together, but hadn't moved in yet as our rental still had a few months left, so we rented our new place out. Oh my god, you've been together for a year and a half, and you moved in quite early, and you bought a house together already? A year and a half relationship? Okay, y'all are moving very fast. We need to slow it down a little bit. There were about 5 people in the house before we moved in, and 2 of those are a couple. Swingers. The male, 33, is our friend who traveled over from the other side of Australia and met a girl, 28, along the way who's traveling from the UK. He messaged me one night to help her get a job in the fields that I work in construction, so I helped write her a resume without even knowing her at this point, and she gets the job. Okay, little angel. One night, we met them out at a bar so we could get to know his new girlfriend. And so far, the night was fun, and I really enjoyed her company. Here's the messy part. Once we were a bit drunk, we were walking to another bar and it hit me. Her and her partner all walking together, with my partner and a few other mates walking a bit behind. Loud enough for me and her partner to hear, she starts talking to me about anal. Code Adam50 on adammcintyrehelp.com. And how all the previous guys she's been with have had huge D's. Send them my way. And how it probably wouldn't hurt with her current partner because he doesn't have a huge D. And she laughed it off. Oh mama. Oh mama. As soon as she said that, I looked at him in shock because how can you say that? And especially in front of him. He just laughed it off really awkwardly. Oh, he's being like cucked by her. And I just said, what a weird thing to say. That was my first red flag. We continued on and we stopped outside the other bar. She was drunk but sober enough to be aware of everything. She confessed to me that her partner wasn't really her type. Wow, and this is your first time meeting this woman? She seems like a hoot. And her actual type is my partner. Oh, she told you this? You think you just fell out of a coconut tree? I was in shock that she would say that to me because of how she worded it. I would have been fine if it was guys like your partner, but she said your partner is my type. I was livid, but I didn't say anything to not cause drama. When we got home, I explained everything to my partner and how disrespectful she was to our friend and my reluctance to move into our house while she's going to be living there because I know she wanted him. Oh, and she wanted all of him. Sorry. I'm on your side, by the way. He was understanding and we decided it's best not to tell our friend right now about what she said because we didn't think the relationship would last anyway as she wasn't planning on staying in Australia very long. We eventually move into the house with them. Oh. Swingers. I'm kidding. But we barely see her as me and my partner work FIFO, fly in, fly out. Wow, I've never heard that before. And she wants him to fly in, fly out, if you know what I mean. Sorry. I'm on your side, by the way. Okay. And we're at work more than we're at home. One night, our work roosters happened to line up, and she was home. And she was fully flirting with my partner in front of me and asking him how work was, smiling and completely disregarding me, even though him and I literally worked together. She was like putting both y'all into one. She knows this would piss me off and she does it anyway. Now, my partner is conventionally very attractive and he usually gets a lot of girls flirting with him whenever we go out. Yeah, but this is like living with one of them. For example, a lot of cashiers always look and talk to him, but they'll barely notice me. Okay, but they're not your roommate. It's quite irritating, but I'm used to it. He's a very charismatic person, he's so animated when he talks, and people may mistake this for flirting. Anyways, we know each other's body language quite well, so all he has to do is look at me and see that I'm having none of it, and he shuts her flirting down pretty quickly. He usually does this regardless, he's very loyal, and he knows when girls are crossing the line. He's also not afraid to hurt a girl's feelings if they're being disrespectful to me, but I feel like because we live with her, he's trying not to cause drama, like me. I would like to know how to deal with living with this demon, because I'm non-confrontational, but I have told myself that the next time she does it and crosses the line, I will say something without being too passive-aggressive, but I want to be petty. Adam, help. Okay, so, by the way, I got so sunburnt, you're probably so far away that you can't see it, but, like, insanely sunburnt. Yeah, I was at Venice Beach yesterday, was by the sea all day. Oh, mama is sunburnt. Okay, wow, this sky is beautiful. I said this in my video yesterday where I just kept getting distracted by, like, the setting. But, wow, this is very beautiful. Okay. There's two things that could be happening here. She could be doing it to, like, one-up you, and she doesn't actually want to be with your husband or sleep with him. Or she actually wants to be with him. Both case scenarios aren't great. You said that it doesn't look likely that she's going to last very long in Australia, which is a plus. So I would give it, you know, a little bit of time and see if she has any plans of moving out. However, if she continues to do this, you 100% can confront her and you can be petty. If there's one thing I love, is confrontation. If there's a second thing I love, it's pettiness. And you're asserting yourself that she is crossing a line. And also, if it was me, now again, don't take my advice because maybe it's not great. But I would kind of threaten her in a little bit if she does it again by being like, I haven't told your partner what you've said about him. About he's bad in bed, small dick, not even your type, and I'm willing to tell him that if you don't get away from my man. I would do that. Whatever happened to a little bit of threatening? Come on, it's good for the economy. That's what I would do. All right, let's go on to another one. Okay, let me see. Wow, y'all are in the depths. My best friend is dating a prisoner. Help! Oh my god, this one is long, but I need to read it. Hi, Adam. Please don't share my name. You know I love when they say that. Is that pool lighting up? Oh my god, I didn't even know it did that. It's changing color. Fun. My name... Okay, you just said don't say your name. Well, don't open it with it. My name is blank, and my best friend is dating a prisoner. This may jump around and be long, but it's a lot, and I'm trying to condense it, so I'm sorry if it's truly a doozy. No, I love it. Let's call her Amy. So Amy began dating this prisoner almost 5 months ago, and it has completely consumed her entire life. Oh, she's done bad. She has little to no contact with most of her friends now and no longer posts online. She used to be like a little micro-influencer. Hey, Amy, do you want to collab? I can bring you out of your shell again, babe. Show you the real world. You can have a chair right here, Amy. We can do a podcast. And your prisoner partner can zoom in. He can call in on those little phones they have. Let me give you a little backstory on Amy. She loves attention, especially when it comes from guys. She's never been in a healthy or normal relationship. To put it plainly, she has horrible taste in men and repeats the same pattern even though she says she recognizes her pattern and is trying to stop it. Could you imagine one of your friends wrote something like this about you? If I ever find out one of my friends would send one of these in incognito about me, that friendship's over. She met this guy through her last ex who was arrested and put in jail for DV. God. Oh my god. And threatening his ex with a gun. Okay, we're off to a great start with how she's been introduced to this person she's with now. She was the other woman in that situation. Oh. I take back what I said. She also still stayed with this guy for 2 additional months until she found him, you know, out of it with another girl. She also bailed him out of jail and spent over $6,000 to get him and get his car out inbound. Dumb, I know. Okay, I'm not going to judge her or her situation. That is what you're doing. That is your friend. I do not know her lore. I do not know her story. I am not going to judge. Anyways, when her ex was in jail, he passed her info out to the other inmates so they could contact him through her once she was out. Oh my god. why do people in prison have like a better dating life than me? Look at Gypsy Rose. What, married twice, pregnant, and she was in prison her entire life? I'm freely roaming the streets and I have zero success. It's actually quite evil if you think about it, isn't it? It's actually quite evil. One day, her new prisoner boyfriend called, and from that point on, she was smitten. And she began paying to talk to him every day for hours, and also putting money on his books, and possibly putting money on other inmates' books for him. Okay. Now, this is what I like to call the Gypsy Rosification of using men. When a prisoner will get with someone and they'll basically, you know, fund their entire prison life with the commissary money so they can buy, you know, like their little M&Ms and stuff. And then when they get out, they're like, they don't need them for money anymore. And then they just drop them. Look at Gypsy and Ken. Was that Ken? I think it was Ken. You know, he funded her entire prison thing, commissary money, him and his family, what I can only assume. And then she gets out, she films a little docuseries with him, and then she sleeps with her ex-boyfriend and is pregnant. That's what's going to happen here. Okay, so she is spending too much money for a man she's never met before. Okay. Anyways, I've talked to both of my moms who are in corrections, and both of them hear nothing but red flags when I tell them the situation, so I'm going to list them here to keep it as short as possible. Okay, oh wow, we have gotten like a red flags list. I love this. Number 1. He is 34 years oldish and she's 25. Nothing really wrong with age gap relationships. The only reason it's a red flag is because he is literally in prison. Okay. Number 2. He is getting a job at a sober rehab house started by an ex-inmate friend to work and stay clean. This is a red flag because 90% of these homes are scams and turn into drug houses according to my moms. Okay, well, I don't know nothing about that, so I'm not going to judge that. Number 3. He has been sent to Hole multiple times, but it's never his fault. I think I only know what that is through Orange is the New Black. It's like the thing, like the really bad where they're like punished. What do they call it in Orange is the New Black? Was it the Hole? When someone says Hole, I just think of like hole picks. Like, I assume that's like the naughty step. Next one. He love bombs her and promises marriage and children. My friend has never expressed interest in these things until this point and jokes about getting married only so they can have visits. Okay, so she is down bad. Next. He is married. Oh my god, okay. He is married but allegedly working on getting divorced because his wife is living on the streets that no one can... You didn't finish your sentence, but basically I would assume has no contact with his wife. Okay, so what we need to focus on is that your friend is currently dating and down bad for someone who there's no real relationship happening other than her sending money, and the person she's seeing is also married and like 10 years older than her. Okay, we need to bring her back to earth. We need to bring her back to earth. All right. He was fast to tell her his warning signs for his addiction. Red flag because 1, it was fast as hell, and 2, he can tell her his warning signs but not show her the specific ones because he wants to hide his like signs of addiction. Okay. Next, he has 2 children already that live with the grandparents, and he wants to gain custody of them once he's out. But he hasn't seen them since they were babies. Okay, so your friend is now going to be a mother as well. He's in prison for 3 more years. Next, talks about living together when he's out of the rehab house. Next, and final one, in prison for... Can this fucking fly away? In prison for some sort of drug-induced theft of a car or trying to steal out of a car, but claims it's his first offense, which getting 4 whole years for a first offense is almost unheard of in the USA. He would have had to have done more, which probably is true. He's probably just not telling the entire truth. Okay. Before I read any more of this, my full thing is that, like, your friend is not talking to someone in prison who's, like, getting out in a month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 6 months. You know what I mean? Your friend is dating someone down bad for someone who is in prison for 3 more years. And there is a fly on my mic. It just flew away. She is 25, I think. She's 25, which means that she will have wasted her 25th, 26th, 27th, and possibly 28th years of her life waiting for someone to get out of prison. Now, let's say he comes out of prison and they have a lovely time together. What if he comes out of prison and then goes back to prison? You know what I mean? And then she'll be like, shit, I wasted my 20s. My full thing here, aside from her going to become a mother of children and blah, 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 and the fact he's possibly lying about his convictions, she needs to focus on the fact that she is willing to give away 3 years of intimacy that she could have with anyone not in prison because she's down bad for someone in prison who she hasn't even had visits with yet, only like over the phone, I guess. So she doesn't even know this person. That's like a Twitter bestie. Lastly, oh my god, there's more. At the beginning of all this, she was fired from her therapist. Her therapist allegedly told her she couldn't do any more to help her. Oh my god. Can therapists even do that? That's crazy. If a therapist told me they have no more help for me, I'd be like, what do you mean? What do you mean? I think it's just because she's repeating her pattern and the therapist has done everything she can to help guide her. But my friend is an idiot and won't actually help herself. Okay, I'm not going to judge her. I'm actually trying to, be like, I hope she can see that she will be missing a lot of life experiences over the next 3 years, and maybe already has, for waiting for someone who's in prison that she doesn't even know. I think she's desperate for any attention, and she can get that. You know what you need to start doing? I know you're like saying like she's become a recluse and like taking herself away from like her friends and stuff. You need to start bringing her out to places where she is going to meet people that will give her attention. Then you'll see how quick she'll fold for them in the real world. All right. I feel like she's living in Delulu land. I love that, Delulu land. I'm a permanent resident there. Thinking all this is completely normal. She won't listen to any of the red flags everyone is telling her, which is causing her to ghost all of her friends for long periods of times because all of her friends are trying to tell her this isn't a sane choice. I think she's desperate for any attention. That's a given, and she especially likes the attention from a prison guy, specifically because he's in prison. She's really his only priority, and she loves being the center of the universe when it comes to the guys she is into. Well, I don't know. I mean, if he's in prison, he's not really getting much else, so I don't really know what to do. My therapist has recommended I try to keep a healthy distance, so I have placed boundaries to protect my own mental health. I'm usually the friend she comes to with all her problems, so a lot that she does gets dumped on me. I've done what I need to do to protect my own mental health, but I'm concerned for her. I feel like if she keeps progressing this way, she's going to end up in jail/prison herself. There is even more around this friend of mine, but I'll cut it short. What do you think of my friend's situation? Well, number one, there is, as you said, only so much you can do before it starts really dragging you down, which it seems you're already being trauma dumped on. There's one thing if she's going to do all this and then, like, listen to your opinion, but there's another if she's going to do all this, expect you to be there to trauma dump on, and then ghost you when you don't give the answer she wants. That is so annoying. Like, that is genuinely, like, an exhausting friend. So maybe this is a friend that you just need to move on from, honestly. But what I would do before you cut it off completely is start bringing her to places. I know she's cut herself off where she is going to get male attention. And that will be bars, restaurants, cafes, anything, parks, It is probably a good idea to start there. But also if this is going to be too much on you, let her go. Let her go. I think it's sad that someone who is in like the peak of their life, in their peak 20s, is willing to settle for someone they have never met, don't know, who lives in prison. I think that's really, really, really sad and unfortunate because, he could be sleeping with people in prison. He could, you know what I mean? Like, and also he could very likely be just using her for money. But even if he wasn't, what's to say that they have a great internet relationship, I guess, over the next 3 years? Then he comes out and they're not compatible in person. I would hate for her to throw all that time away. Alright. Moving on to another one. Wow, some of these emails are crazy, you guys. Okay. My parents want me to stay forever. Alright, let's get to this one. Hi, Adam. I come to you for advice on my current living situation. I'm here, babe. I'm 19 years old, but my parents wish that I was still a kid. Now, I think that this is a very common thing, but I really do want to hear what is going on. I feel like they wanted a baby, but forgot the kids have to grow up. Are you an only child? I feel like this happens a lot with only childs, but also, like, this happens a lot with just people that, are kids. Sorry, there's so many bugs just landing on me. This is so gross. I'm so not an outdoorsy person. Okay. My dad still treats me like a young kid. He says he has to potty and will force me to sit on his lap and calls me his little baby and other uncomfortable things. Okay, well, that would be, not respecting your boundaries as well, which is also something to note. The biggest problem right now is that I'm not allowed to have control of my medication. Okay, well, literally past 18, you're an adult, so they are not respecting your boundaries. And if anything, they need to realize that they are going to push you so far away. Like, they are going to push you away. And I don't know if they want to do that. You know what I mean? But yeah, I mean, if your father's making you uncomfortable with that in the sense of babying you, like, that's not right. The biggest problem right now is that I'm not allowed to have control of my medications. All right. Last week, my mom came into my room to give me my meds, but it turns out she brought her own meds by accident. What are we doing? Oh my god, my camera's about to stop recording, so I'm gonna stop and start again. So your mother just gave you her meds? Okay, instead of yours. It's almost like you should have access to your own meds, because you're an adult. Luckily, I caught the mistake before I took them. She's forgotten to give me my meds, accidentally gave me her meds twice, or just lost them. I am completely capable of controlling them, but my parents do a lot of subtle things to make sure that I feel incompetent. I'm going to assume that you're an only child. I am trying to learn to drive. I live in an area where walking anywhere is impossible. By the way, LA, what are we doing? Why is this the most unwalkable city of all time? I walked to the nearest Earth Cafe. Not only did it take me 45 minutes, but I'm doing that in excruciating heat, and I'm sweating by the time I get there. What are we doing? Like, you have to Uber everywhere here. We need better public transport. I'm so scared for the animals that are going to start being around here. Last night there was a huge rat. Like, right over there. I'm fearful. Coyotes. Foxes. Lions and tigers and bear. Oh my! Isn't that from The Wizard of Oz? I am quite fearful. Will you let me know if anything comes behind me? I'm trying to learn to drive. I live in an area where walking anywhere is impossible, so cars are the only option. I'm pretty much trapped in my house forever. I want to learn to drive, but I've had experiences with my dad that have made me so scared to practice. He's a very touchy person while I'm not. I have told him I'm uncomfortable with him touching me, but he does it anyways. One time while driving, he peed in a cup next to me and said, "Don't look, sweetie," and then thought it was a funny story and then would tell everyone. When I tried to tell my therapist about it, I had a panic attack. I want to leave, but I don't know how. My therapist gives me hope that I can leave, but my parents immediately take that relief away. I'm trying to get into a community college, but my parents keep putting it off. I'm really starting to feel like I will never escape. How do you get the courage to leave? As I think about it, I feel doom and anxiety because I don't think I'll be able to function alone. This was kind of just venting, so I'm sorry. Thank you for reading. No, of course. Okay. The community college is a first step and very, very, very important. Even if they still make you live with them during that, you're going to have such an experience that doesn't revolve around them where you are in college, you're meeting so many people your age. I think what needs to happen, I assume it may or may not have already happened, is, again, this is a situation you're living through, so I can't really speak for you or tell you what to do, but if this was me, it would be sitting your parents down and being like, I am an adult. I want to go to community college. I think it's really important for me. And I think as well, like, obviously they're overstepping your boundaries, but if you feel like they're going to have an issue with this or be difficult, just, like, kind of gaslight them in a way. Like, be like, I'll always still be your little child. No, they just fucking gas them up and all that bullshit, and then do it until you can get to the fucking community college, and then be like, fuck you guys, I'm an adult now. You know what I mean? Like, give them the reassurance that you being an adult doesn't mean you're leaving them or never speaking to them again. Just kind of work on it like that. You know what I mean? I think that's probably the best case scenario. I'm really rooting that you get to go to community college or college in any way because I think it would be so great for you. And also, You've said that you don't feel confident enough that you'll be able to like live alone. Let me tell you something. No one is. No one is. It is a hard thing. You learn every day, and it's going to be a very exciting thing. And while it feel like you may not be getting there right now, or you're being held back by your parents, just know that it will be coming. And when it does, it's so fucking exciting. And I wish you all the best with it. Okay, next one. God, some parents just need to respect boundaries. All right, let's do another one. Whoa, these ones are like actually really crazy. Like genuinely like really crazy. Oh my god. Like I'm not even joking. These are like actually crazy. Whoa. Sorry, I don't mean to be like in silence right now, but I'm just like these are like oh my god. Oh my god. God, I love that prisoner one. Whoa. Okay. You know I love a home wrecking story. Not because I endorse it, but just the drama of it is always crazy. And I see another one. Adam, help. More home wrecking whores. Adam, I don't care if they're not your top viewed videos. I'm loving the new series. I live for the tea. It's scalding. Oh my god, you're using so many emojis, which I said I love when people do emojis in these. Please don't use my full name. My family and friends all call me this. So I'm fine with you using that. Okay, I'm just not going to call you anyway. Okay, so, my sister is also a home-wrecking whore. Tell me more. I feel like you can't even see me anymore. I was smiling. My sister's a home-wrecking whore? Tell me more. Wow, you really can't see me whenever I do this. Just know that I'm still here, okay? I am still here. This is just a darker as the sun has set. We'll do a couple more because, wow, it is getting so dark so quickly. I will share the story, and since I'm not the homewrecker, I know you can tell her what she should do. Not that she would listen, but I would like your advice on how you would handle this if it was your sister or brother. I am very torn and finding it hard to reconcile keeping her in my life, communicating with her, and have already had spats on and off where I've stopped talking to her, talked to her, stopped talking to her. I am 32 female, and my sister is 33 female. So she's a year older. Your sister's a year older. And it's like your last story, actually. She's also sleeping with her damn boss. Okay, what is it with work people being so horny on the job? My sister is a receptionist at a very large car dealership. The main dealership branch manager is 50 years old, married for over 20 years, and has 2 kids. Okay, so your sister, 33, is home wrecking with her boss, who's 50 years old, married 20 years, and has 2 kids. Tell me more. It started with them just having lunches together, but eventually turned into more. She had a BF at the time, and the 2 of them entered into a sexual relationship. Oh, no, they didn't. Behind their significant others' backs. It was clear to the co-workers that they were more than friends as they spent all of their breaks together and started leaving the office together, which, even if they were not having a sexual relationship, is so inappropriate for a married man and a taken female employee. Because they're both taken. Her co-workers started to treat her differently in a bad way, and she would often call me crying about it, how she felt picked on. Girl, you ain't the victim here. I find it very hard to offer any sympathy. Yeah, I agree with you. To offer any sympathy and guidance other than stop fucking a married man and your boss. Her co-workers felt the same way they did because what they were doing, because they knew it was very wrong. She was putting her and his job at risk, and she has a hard time keeping a job. I'm sure she doesn't have a hard time giving a job, if you know what I mean. Ba-da-dun. He started to let her drive any of the cars she wanted on the lot, paying for her fuel and company, gave her company cards and tons of perks. I'm sure she was getting tons of perks. Fuck me. That other employees were not getting. This caused even more suspicion from others, as well caused some disgruntled employees. Someone finally tipped off his wife and told her, oh, I love when people are honest and tell the other people involved. Thank God. Someone finally tipped off the wife and told her what they felt was going on. His wife used to work as the receptionist, ironic, at the same dealership years ago, so knows many of the employees. She now stayed home with the kids, and he, now moving up the ladder many times, being the big boss, makes more than enough to support all of them. His wife, who's 48 female, came marching down to the dealership to confront... Wouldn't you just love to work in a place like this when drama like this is going down? Like, it is the ultimate dream. It is the ultimate dream. It's like a real life, like, Jeremy Kyle, Dr. Phil. I, need to be there. to confront my sister. She asked her point blank to her face, "Are you sleeping with my husband?" And my sister lied straight to her, woman to woman, face to face. Oh no, she didn't. I told her this was her opportunity to make things right. Her BF had already found out and packed his stuff while she was at work and moved out without notice or telling her. He was devastated, and I'm surprised he didn't tell the wife himself. The family all adored him and were so sad to see him leave. What the fuck is that? I'm hearing movement behind me. This needs to be the last one because I'm freaking the fuck out. I know they're not gonna like run up to me, but I'm so scared one's gonna run up and be like, bah! What is that? What the fuck is that? I feel like I'm seeing things. I'm hearing rustling in the trees. I need to go inside. Alright. Let's finish this one. And then I'm swiftly running inside after filming this. And there's bugs landing on me. Who the fuck wants to be outside? Can we go back inside? Anyways. Alright. Where were we? So she lied to the face and her boyfriend had moved out. The family all adored him, were so sad to see him leave, as well as be treated this way. She lied to the wife and swore she had nothing to worry about and nothing was going on. They've met several times at company barbecues, Christmas parties, etc., and they've had an existing relationship already at this point. So she trusted and believed my sister, but she lied and it's still going on. The fucking. I can't believe I'm related to this person. I don't recognize who she is now. I told my sister, if he can do this to his wife of 20 years who gave him, a full life and kids, then she'll do it to you when he gets bored, or he will do it to you. She brushes it off and thinks she's special, like they all do. It makes her feel powerful. She can take anyone's man, and I think that is so sick. We heard through the grapevine he may also be seeing other women behind his wife's back, as well as my sister's. Of course he is. I agree with you 100% that blood means nothing. You can have a friend that is more your family than your biological family ever was. I have no contact with one of my aunts and a cousin for these exact reasons. So it is an option for me here as well, but also breaks my heart as this is my sister. We grew up together and this is not how we were brought up. I also think she's partially using him because he makes so much money and is help paying for her bills. Adam, what would you do? If this was your sibling, would you cut them off, tell the wife, I'm so conflicted, help me with my home-wrecking whore of a sister? Love your videos. Thank you. Okay, you need to confront your sister and say that if she continues doing this, you cannot stand behind her and you would have to cut her off and you're going to tell the wife. You need to give her an ultimatum. Can we leave it there because I'm so scared and I need to go in immediately. I'm sending you so much love. I'm sending the muckers so much love. God. I don't know how people are an outdoorsy person at this time. Oh my god, there's actually something here. Oh my god, there actually is. I swear to god, the same noise from like the rat last night. I swear to god there's something over there. I need to end this video immediately. Goodbye.